All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're looking at the UK real estate market, but through a totally new lens. There's a tech revolution happening, and it's all about how agents work, connect with clients, and, actually close deals. We are talking about generative AI chatbots and how they're becoming the smartest new tool in the box. So let's just pause on that for a second. When the CEO of Google puts AI in the same category as the discovery of fire or the invention of electricity, that's not just hype. That's a signal that something massive, something fundamental is changing. And that change is hitting the property industry right now. So what exactly is one of these things? Look, this is not your old school clunky chatbot that just follows a script. A generative AI chatbot can have a real conversation. It actually understands what you're asking, it personalizes its answers, and this is the key part, it learns. It gets smarter with every single person it talks to. And here's the dream, right? This is the core promise for every estate agent out there. Imagine a world where every routine question, every late night, is this still available email, all of that initial filtering, it just gets handled automatically. This leaves the human agent free to do what only they can do, build real trust, give expert advice, and focus on those clients who are ready to make a move. Okay, so let's break down that promise. What does this 24/7 digital agent actually mean for business? When you look at the hard numbers and the real-world advantages, the results, well, they're pretty staggering. This number is all about one thing: speed. We all know that in real estate, the first person to respond often wins the client. Well, it turns out that answering a lead in the first minute can boost your conversion rate by an incredible 391%. For a human, that's almost impossible to do consistently. For an AI chatbot, that's just business as usual. And it's not just about being fast, it's about being way more efficient. By automating all those routine tasks, think scheduling viewings or answering the same questions over and over, AI can save an agency about 25 hours of work for every 100 new applicants. Think about what you could do with all that extra time. Of course, then there's the money. To have a person manually qualify a lead with phone calls and emails, it costs on average £5.56. But with an AI chatbot doing that first pass screening, it's just 93 pence. When you scale that up, the savings are just massive. So you put it all together and you get this incredible toolkit. You've got someone qualifying leads around the clock, automatically matching people with the right properties, consistently nurturing those leads so they don't go cold, and on top of all that, giving you a ton of data to help you make smarter decisions. And listen, this isn't just a theory. It's really happening. This quote from Magic Bricks shows just how fast this tech can make an impact. We're talking about closing deals automatically, just 2 months after getting started. Okay, so the benefits seem pretty clear, right? They're powerful, they're proven, it sounds like the perfect solution. But with any powerful new tool, the reality on the ground is always a little more complicated. Is it really as simple as just flicking a switch? So, with all that excitement in mind, we've got to pump the brakes just a little. It's time for a reality check. Because before any agency just dives headfirst into AI, there are some really critical questions and some real potential drawbacks that you have to think about. These 5 questions really get to the heart of the challenges. First off, does the stuff the AI writes actually sound, human? Is the information it's giving out even correct? What about search engines? Can it write content that ranks? Then there's data privacy, a huge one. And finally, what happens to our own human skills if we rely on it too much? Let's tackle that first one. Is it real? This might be the biggest risk of all. If you rely too heavily on AI for your emails and your marketing, you could lose your unique brand voice. I mean, real estate is built on personal connections. The moment you start sounding like a robot, you risk damaging the very trust your business is built on. I absolutely love this analogy because it just hits the nail on the head. AI can churn out content like a machine making instant coffee. It's fast, it's efficient, but that authentic, insightful article written by a human expert, that's the barista-made coffee. And in a world that's about to be flooded with AI content, that human touch is actually going to be worth more, not less. And this all leads to something really, really important. Using this technology isn't just about software and settings. It's an ethical challenge. You're walking this tightrope. How do you use these powerful tools to help people without accidentally causing harm or breaking their trust? To do this right, you need a clear framework. It all starts with making sure the system isn't biased. From there, you have to protect people's personal data. That's non-negotiable. You build trust by being totally transparent and by making sure there's always an easy way to talk to a real person. And finally, of course, the information the bot gives out has to be accurate. Let's just focus on transparency for a moment, because it is so critical. Trying to trick a customer into thinking they're chatting with a person when they're not, that's probably the fastest way to destroy trust forever. Just being upfront and saying, hey, you're talking to our AI assistant, isn't just good manners. It's a fundamental sign of respect for your client. And right up there with transparency is what some people call a human escape hatch. There is nothing on earth more frustrating than being stuck in a loop with a bot that doesn't understand you. The system has to be smart enough to recognize when an issue is too complicated or too emotional, or frankly, when the person is just getting annoyed, and it needs to seamlessly pass them over to a human being. Okay, so we've seen the incredible hype, and we've gone through the very real challenges. Where does that leave us? Well, it shows us that AI isn't some magic wand that solves everything, but it is an unbelievably powerful new tool to add to an agent's toolkit. And this is really where it all comes together. You can see the perfect partnership. Let the chatbot handle the automation, the routine questions, the 24/7 availability, the scheduling. That frees up the human agent to focus on the things that are, honestly, irreplaceable. Navigating a tricky negotiation, providing that crucial emotional reassurance, and being there to close the deal. If you remember one thing from all of this, let it be this. AI is not here to replace real estate agents. It is here to augment them. It's a tool designed to handle all the repetitive, data-crunching stuff so that human agents can be more efficient, more focused, and ultimately, more human. And that really leaves us with one final thought. In this new age of AI, the big question for the real estate industry isn't if you should use this technology. The real question is how will you use it to free yourself up to do the things only a person can do? How will you use AI to get even better at building those relationships? That's the real opportunity.